Earlier this week I was attempting to capture some ZX Spectrum art. However, I was having a little bit of issues using my capture card. I'll show you an example. Some fantastic graphic art that I wanted to record and bring to you for you to see. But unfortunately, no matter how I tried, what I was seeing with my actual eyes was being recorded something like this. What we'll do is we'll transmit now. You'll see a blocky type flickering mess. So what was the best solution to get around this? Well, no matter what frame rate I choose, or even recording it in the highest and captured frame rate, I couldn't give you a representation of what I was seeing. But an exception to the rule, sometimes a bit of an old-fashioned technique of just simply getting a separate camera, pointing it at the screen and seeing what we can come up with. I had a far better result. It's still not a 100% accurate representation of what you should be seeing, but I can give you an example now. There you go. That is roughly what I'm seeing. Still a little bit flickery, but you get to appreciate some of the Spectrum art that can be run on a normal 48K Spectrum by flickering and timing through different frame rates. You almost get the perception of different colours that the Spectrum can't produce. For instance, this next picture, which is the alien, you've got various different shades of green almost, and sort of a sandy colour type sky and a good use of shadowing. But what you are actually seeing, if I can just ruin the illusion for you slightly, from a capture card, would be something like this. And that looks like an absolute horrendous mess. When I want to show you something like the spaceman in space, actually the mild flickering is reminiscent of, shall we say, the Apollo camera recording. But not that flickering, the flickering that I am seeing, which looks a lot like this. You're still getting more flickering than I'm actually seeing, but it's a closer representation, as I said earlier, of what I am seeing. But I'm seeing something slightly better. But no matter how I try, I'm unable to bring that. But this is as close as I can get, so I can probably show you some of the glorious colours that you can get on the Spectrum. For instance, the Tiger, yeah, you're getting a really mild flickering. It's so much better in reality. However, you can download these files yourself, and I believe a lot of them are free of charge, so you can have a look on your own Spectrum, or Spectrum Next even, either one will do, what the reality of these glorious little pieces of artwork that somebody has created or using some sort of development tool has done. That is a magnificent scene of, well, it looks like a lady in a nightclub. Still getting a bit of a flickery. It's a lot better once again, as I repeat, in reality. We're going to come across one of my favourites in a moment. That is amazing. Very cyberpunk, if you know what I mean. Very futuristic. Still a little bit blocky, still a little bit flickery. Do you want to see what the actual frame rate looks like? Why not? Shall we see what the actual frame rate looks like? Let me transmit what you could see from a capture card. Yes, it's more digitally perfect, but it is indeed a horrendous mess. And to get the best picture, I need to switch the capture card off, and that actually helps the processor of the recording better. Next, we'll come up against one of my favourite pictures. That loads of glorious autumn type summer picture of the trees in the background represented via a lake is really well done, and even a fake signature at the bottom perhaps. Not impressed with that one. It's good, but it's not as good as the next one. Not this mouse. That is absolutely magnificent. By far my favourite one at the moment. However, on your picture you may see a little bit of blockiness around the cheek area, on this side or whatever. It's not as bad. In reality, it really looks quite spectacular. And wow, a lady with feathers round her ear, and she's an absolutely beautiful looking lady at that too. Oh, getting Texas. I'm going to ruin the image of that now by simply showing you a representation of what you'd get through a capture card if I was recording it pixel perfect. Yeah, it's not quite the same, is it? It looks horrendous. Oh, let's get rid of it quick. Let's have a look at a few more of these pictures. And you can see the way that they load in. I mean, the horse is magnificent. I have tried to get this in a 4x3 radius, which is what's being displayed on the TV as I'm getting text frantically. Thanks, guys. Leave me in peace, please. However, with my camera, it's coming up a little bit wider, but it is in a 4x3 radius. That is magnificent. I think the camel was pretty good. That's horrendous. Parrots are pretty good. That is brilliant. The actual sand and the sky, it almost looks like there's many textures of blue in that sky and many shades of white, but the sand, the way they've done that, it comes out really good indeed. To the natural eye, it's an amazing, and probably even better on a CRT. However, this is a liquid crystal display, so maybe putting this through a CRT and then trying to match the frame rate, I could get around it, probably not. It'd take a lot of setting up and a lot of trying, and I just frankly don't have the time to do that. I don't know what that is. Looks like some sort of plane. Sunflower's pretty good. Get to the chopper! Yeah, sorry about that impersonation. Tiger, that is probably the best of the tigers on here. That really looks ferocious. I've got a tiger of my own, unfortunately, at the moment. I've locked him downstairs. Not deliberately. Yeah, the camel is pretty good. It's not my favourite though. And we've completed the loop. So let's finish with my favourite one. By quickly cycling through them, you just simply press a button. And there it is. That's the best one. That's my #1 picture there. Hope you enjoyed this little presentation of ZX artwork. And as always, thanks for watching Retro Robbins. Wow. That is so cool.